Okay, I think I have it figured out now. So I'm going live on YouTube and I'm going live on TikTok at the same exact time. So yeah, that's that. Hi, Kyrie. Hi. Haven't seen you in so long. Okay, so I just wanted to talk to my YouTube following about where I've been at and what I have going on. Um, and then I've never been live on TikTok before, so I just wanted to try this out and see about that. Um, but yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about my self journey that I am on, and it's really just like kind of self-explanatory self journey. It's all about me. It's all about falling in love with myself, getting in tune with myself, healing myself, basically just making myself happy. And I think it's very important, especially as a young mother. Um, So I just think it's very important to go on a self journey. I talk to a lot of people about, the biggest question is why don't relationships work nowadays, or what's the issue with relationship nowadays, or whatever, however you want to word the question. And my answer is always the same. I personally feel like people are not getting in tune with themselves and going on their self journey and figuring out what it is about themselves that makes them happy, that makes them sad. Doing the dirty work as far as healing from childhood trauma, adulthood trauma, whatever the case may be. And so we get into these relationships expecting um, happiness, expecting someone to love us, expecting someone to fix us, and it doesn't really work that way. So I do have a podcast. Actually, I just started today. Um, it's on Anchor. It's called 30 Shades of Shy. But yeah, so I think it's very important to go on your self journey and get in tune with yourself and figure out your own shit before you try to like bring other people into your life and be in other people's life and be this light for other people. You need to first do that for yourself. So, I actually have another YouTube channel I started. It's away from like crafting and things like that because I didn't want to do it on this YouTube channel. And that is called 30 Shades of Shy as well. But it is 4:30. It is 6:40 a.m. here in Illinois. Um, but yeah, so I just kind of wanted to jump on here real quick. I don't really have too much to talk about. I just really wanted to let my YouTube people, I don't know what you want me to call you, but I just really want to let my YouTube people know kind of where I've been and what I have going on for that. And like I said, with TikTok, I've never been live on TikTok before, so I just wanted to get on here and show my face really. But yeah, so that is that. If you are not following me on TikTok, please go and do so. It is 30 Shades of Shy. Um, but yes, I don't have too much to talk about, especially this early. I know it's not going to be too many people on here. I don't know if Grand Rising. I don't know if TikTok live saves the way YouTube videos save, but I know with YouTube live it'll be up after I'm off anyways. So, but yeah, so I started a podcast this morning actually. I was just kind of playing around with it, and I did a little episode on, settling for bare minimum and why. I'm not for sure where this trend came from, or maybe it's always been a thing. I'm not for sure of teaching people to settle for bare minimum as far as relationship goes, jobs goes, anything like that. But especially in relationships, because we live in a world where I feel like this world is revolved around money and love. And it's like everybody wants to be rich and everybody wants to meet their soulmate. And when it comes to relationships, I feel like a lot of women are taught that if a man doesn't cheat or if a man is respectful, then he's a good man. And I don't feel like that's true. I mean, he's not, I'm not saying he's not a good man, but I don't feel like that's it. And I feel like that's a lot of times why we as women we settle for bare minimum men because he doesn't cheat on us and he respects us as far as not calling us out of our name. But um he's not exciting, there's no passion, doesn't make us laugh, things like that, or where just because he's faithful and he's respectful doesn't mean he's your husband. It's too many people in relationships with men who don't date, they don't court their woman anymore, they don't plan things, they just kind of a go with the flow type of guy as far as like you could tell a guy, hey, I really want to go here and do this on this day. And they'll go, and you probably have a great time. But it's just like, we also want people who plan things for us. We also want men who plan a date night without us asking. We also want men who um, have ideas and want to do things and, not just go with the flow men. Like, that's so bare minimum. Just being around and being faithful, it's not everything. Men are financially motivated. It's hard to focus on both, especially when they start thinking legacy. And I can understand that, especially, society is, men have to be providers. And I feel like that's kind of it. Like, that's kind of all men are taught is to be the provider. And I feel like that's a big problem as well. Hello from Miami. Hello from Illinois. But yeah, it's so much more to relationships than love and money. Okay, Kyrie, I will send you the link to the podcast as soon as I get off here. But yeah, so I feel like that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of men feel like as long as I provide financially, then you should be straight. But it's like, no, not at all. But I feel like a lot of women, and I'm not saying all women, I'm not saying all men are just in one category, but I feel like a lot of women are above and beyond when it comes to relationships. Like, we want to buy you gifts for no reason. We want to take trips for no reason. We want to make your birthday a big deal. We want to make each holiday a big deal. Things like that. And I don't feel like a lot of times men reciprocate that energy. And that is what I consider a bare minimum guy is someone who, he's just faithful and he's respectful and he's probably financially providing, but that's it. And that's not enough. Um, but yeah, so anyways, that is what the podcast was talking about, going over, bare minimum and selling for bare minimum and things like that. So I'm not really sure how to put my podcast on TikTok or if that's even a option. But the podcast is on Anchor and it is called 30 Shades of Shy. Um Personally, I just want to leave my daughter something to build from. And there's nothing wrong with that, nothing at all whatsoever. But I feel like you can have both. I don't think you can just I don't think you just have to be just a provider or just the lover or just a good father. I mean, I feel like, and maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's hard for men to multitask the way women do. And I feel like that has a lot to do with our upbringing. I feel like, and of course, not all, but I feel like more men were raised to, they were applauded for everything they did, no matter how small it was. Like a man could go, as long as he stays out of jail and he's not in the gang or, not in the street life at all, then he was applauded. And I feel like a lot of women feel like, you know, we were applauded, but a lot of times we felt like no matter what we do, it wasn't good enough. Like, it's like, oh, that's great, but keep going. Oh, that's great, but do a little bit more. Oh, that's great, but and I feel like now as grown women, I feel like we still, it's like we're raising children, we're taking care of the house, we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're running a business, and we still, even with ourselves, feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I need to be doing just a little bit more. Versus a lot of men may not even be doing as much, and they feel like kind of entitled to shit. Like we're just supposed to like treat them as kings and things like that for them doing the bare minimum, and it's not. It doesn't work like that. But anyway, so that's what the podcast was about. But the podcast is going to be, I'm going to use the podcast and 30 Shades of Shy on YouTube, and it's going to kind of be all together. So I'll record the same exact podcast, but it'll be a visual and it'll be just a regular podcast. Grand Rising, how are you doing? Um, but yeah, so I just wanted to get on TikTok and I just wanted to get on. How did you come up with 30 Shades of Shy? So I don't know if you've ever heard of 50 Shades of Grey, but obviously it kind of comes from that. But with 30 Shades of Shy, it's basically because it's 30 Shades of Shy because I just be all over the place. Like one minute I'm talking relationship, next minute I'm talking self healing, then we're doing self therapy sessions, then we may be doing freaking some toxic stuff in there from time to time, but it's just like it's just me. It's just all of me, and there are so many different shades of me. So, and then I started my business and I started everything when I was 30. So it's just 30 Shades of Shy. Um, but yeah, so that's where that came from. I do see more males being lazy and selfish. I don't know. And I will say this though as well. I feel like a lot of men are becoming tired, and I feel like and I'm not giving them an excuse or a cop out or anything like that, but at the end of the day, just like I want black men to protect and love our black women, we also have to do the same in return. I do feel like a lot of black men are just exhausted, at the end of the day, they have a lot that they go through when it comes to the world. They have a lot on their shoulders when it comes to home and providing for home and taking care of home, and that's mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, all that. So it's like I understand it's a lot. I get that it's a lot. But they're not the only ones, and I feel like once we as black women and black men stop doing this whole us versus them thing, I feel like everything will be okay because a lot of black women go through a lot of things. A lot of black women have we carry a lot on our shoulders as well. You know what I mean? And I feel like black men the same as well. So it's it's kind of annoying to do the whole back and forth thing because yes, we as black, even though we are black and we do deal with things from society and things like that, we can never really understand where we can never understand what black men go through. You know what I mean? Because especially if you're a pretty black woman, like I could never say I have it as hard as a black man. You know what I mean? Because I know I am pretty. So I know I do get pretty privileges and things like that. So it's one of those things. But at the same time, it's like I don't know where this war started between black women and black men. All I know is it needs to end. And I feel like a lot of our women are kind of waiting on our men. You know what I mean? We're kind of waiting on our men to step up and realize like, okay, this has to stop. We as a black man, we are going to lead. We are the leaders of our community. So we will take full accountability. It is what it is. Now moving forward, let's protect our black women. And in return, our black women will love and protect us. So that's just where I'm at with that. Um My sister and I were just talking about that the other day. Sometimes we have to step up and leave for a time. And I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I actually just had the same conversation with myself. Weird. But anyways, where I feel like, even though I feel like as a whole, I personally do want black men to step up, take accountability, and help guide us, in the direction we need to go. But at the same time, as black women, when we see that our black men are hurting, I feel like it's our responsibility to help, get them, heal them back to what we need them to be. You know what I mean? So if we need to take that lead and do that, then there's nothing wrong with that at all whatsoever. But at the same time, I don't want to be used as a crutch, and I don't want black women to be used as a crutch for black men. And I feel like a lot of times, um, I feel like a lot of times and I think it's a human thing. I won't make it seem like it's a man thing or nothing like that. But a lot of times when you're just so tired and you're drained and you've been carrying so much on your back and somebody comes in to take that weight off you, sometimes you just get comfortable with that. And I feel like that's what a lot of men are doing. It's just getting comfortable now that we're out here running businesses, we're running the household, we're financially providing, we're doing everything. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of men are just like, whoo, okay, that feels great. Like, I kind of like this, instead of just reciprocating that energy and this as a team, let's just keep moving forward. And we both lead our home, our family, and our community. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up. What gave you motivation to speak your thoughts? So I talk to a lot of people. So I'm like internet social. I'm not like real life social. So I'm working on that though. But so I talk to a lot of people from like the DMs, and I actually like will talk to them on video chat, on Facebook, things like that. And I'm always getting told to start a podcast. I'm always getting told to get on YouTube and things like that. But it just gives me so much anxiety. I don't know why. But so really it's just more of I think these things are important. You know what I mean? Like I think it's very important for us to I'm all about healing. I'm all about um checking yourself as far as your own BS. And I just feel like as a whole with the Black community, I feel like we need to be doing that. We need to. It's been important, of course, but it's just so crucial right now. Like maybe because I'm getting older, my children are getting older. They're teenagers now. Like it's just so important. To me. My podcast is on Anchor. So I just literally started the podcast today, so I'm not exactly sure how it works, but the name is 30 Shades of Shy. And it is spaced out. So 30 space shades space of space shy. And I have to say that because on my YouTube channel it's not spaced out. Or TikTok it's not spaced out. It's just 30 Shades of Shy. Um let's see here. We are confused about what women really want. They get their standards from movies and books. I definitely agree there. I definitely agree there. But I don't think women are as complicated as we or the world makes it out to be. I think women are just once again, I said this at the beginning of the video. The biggest issue is we're not going on these self journeys before we get into a relationship. So women are not, and this is not just women, but people in general are not taking the time to. And my self journey is, I take the time. I'm not dating. I'm not dealing with anyone at all whatsoever. So I'm spending all this time with myself. I'm learning what truly, genuinely makes me happy. What truly, genuinely triggers me. Why it triggers me. What's going on there. I unpack that. Like, okay, if it's from childhood trauma, let me heal that trauma. If it's from adulthood trauma, let me heal that. Basically, you're just getting in tune with yourself. So when you are complete and whole and you have self love, I think it's going to be a lot easier to let someone come in and really love you. And I feel like that's the problem with women. It's not that they're just so complicated. It's just that they have their walls up or their guard up for whatever reason, and it's sometimes hard to love them. It's sometimes hard to let people in for whatever reason, and that's the issue. And it's like people need to take a step back and leave the dating world alone for a little bit and really date yourself and really fall in love with yourself and get in tune with yourself. And until you do that, because think about it, a woman can or anybody can tell you exactly what they want from you, right? And then you can give them exactly that, and that's still not enough, or it's still not good enough, or now they want something completely different. But it's really because they don't even know, because they haven't done the work. You haven't took that time with yourself and did the work with yourself to figure out what is it that you really want, what is it that you even have a passion for, what is it that you know what I mean, like gets your gears going, things like that or whatever. So it's like they're just telling you what sounds good at this point. Like I want a good man. I want a man who goes to work every day. I want a man who loves me. I want a man who, appreciates me. I want, you're saying things that sounds good. All that sounds good, but then you get it and it's just like, dang, why is this not enough? But it has nothing to do with that person, because really what you're looking for is someone else to make you happy. And that's not their responsibility. That's your responsibility. So that's the thing. Like that's why the whole self journey is so freaking important. Yes, we're against each other. It's hard to say I'm wrong. Can we move forward? It is hard to say that. I don't know why that is, but it definitely is hard. Even with me, like if I'm in like mode where I'm just like and I'm in rah-rah mode, in that mode, like I may be able to be like, you know what, okay, you're right. But it's you know what I mean? Like it's like you're right, but I'm still just in rah-rah mode. So yeah, we just have to just take a time out, really. I honestly feel like and stop trying to be in relationships and fall in love and all these things and just be get in tune with yourself and just be good to you know what I'm saying? Just black men be good to black women. Black women be good to black men. It doesn't always have to be, this deep, let's be together. We need to be in a relationship. Oh, we have this awesome chemistry. Then we must be meant to be together. Let's stop going straight to that. You know what I mean? Like, we can love each other without a relationship. It doesn't have to be all that. Um, far as women, it has to be the same. I always see black women saving us in some type of self-sacrificing way. Feels we lead and letting our women take on the load. I think it starts with real accountability for men and women to find a place of peace. Yes, I definitely agree. Self-love. When you do have that, you accept the bare minimum. Men have to learn it also. I don't think if you have self love, you accept the bare minimum. I think when you don't have self love, you accept the bare minimum because when you don't have self love, it's like you just kind of take whatever you can get. And yeah, so I don't agree with that one. I think people don't realize emotions are just like visitors. Stop letting all of them in. And I also be kind to your mind. That one is yeah, be kind to your mind. But I also don't think people understand either. All your feelings are your feelings. So like once you realize and like I said, it's the self journey. You have to get in tune with yourself. Once you realize all your emotions are your emotions. So for instance, nobody can make me mad. You know what I mean? And like I have this why ladder that I do when I do my little self therapy sessions. So if I'm upset or about something, I do my self therapy sessions and I ask myself, okay, what's going on? Well, I'm upset about this, that, and the third. Okay, why are you upset about this, that, and the third? Well, is that making you upset? Like, what about this? What about, this situation or whatever's happening or whatever's going on? Why is that making you upset? And then you just keep breaking that down and breaking that down. And you'll realize a lot of the times it has nothing to do with that person. Like, they're just triggering something within you. You know what I mean? Like, so, or you realize even they may not be triggering something in you, or you just realize you have given this person control of that emotion and you just really just need to take it back. So, that's a big thing too. Like we have to realize like we own all of our emotions. We are giving it away and then getting upset with what people do with it. Some men are intimidated by women leading. They don't take it as help. Um so with that, I don't Okay, so this is gonna be ugly, but it is what it is. Okay, so I think there's a difference between men, and I think there's a difference between niggas, and I don't think real men and grown men. I think that's what he was trying to say. I don't think they get intimidated by a woman who leads or a strong woman or anything like that. I think little boys do or whatever. Um, so there's that or whatever. But I don't feel like a man wants a woman to lead. Now this is just my outlook on things. I personally feel like women run things, right? So but men lead. Okay, so if I'm in a relationship and this is my man, this is my partner, this is my king, he leads, all of that. So let's say it's nighttime, we're going to bed. I'm feeding this man certain things, right? Like I'm feeding him ideas, I'm pouring into him, I'm doing all of these things so that way the next day when he wakes up, he's able to lead and he's doing oh my god, it's a bug in here. But he's able to lead the next day, he's up, he's leading the house and he's leading that based off what I poured into him and the ideas that I fed him. You know what I mean? So even though it's like I'm low key in charge, like I'm low key lead, I mean, in running things, but he's leading it. So he's the face of it. But at the end of the day, it's really me. You know what I mean? And that's why it's a teamwork thing. That's why it's so important to understand that. Like it's not it's not gender roles, it's not who's leading or who should be leading or anything like that. It's more of we are a team. You may be the face of it, but I'm very much important in this and I'm very much leading it just as much as you are. You're just the face of it. I am in that space right now, healing myself. But when I come back, I refuse to be taken advantage of. Definitely, definitely. And the thing is, when we heal, we have to learn to, because we're so okay. We're healing. We're growing from certain things we went through. We're growing from certain things we've allowed, things like that. So we need to just kind of watch it on the what's the word I'm looking for? Not being so like rah rah, like okay, so not being so like no, 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 like you know what I mean. So it's important to protect yourself without shutting the whole world out, if that makes any sense at all. Take our time knowing each other. Yes, definitely. Like at the end of the day, you just need to get to know yourself. My kids, we talk about, and they're 11 and 14, but we have conversations about, when creating a family, things like that. And my youngest, 11-year old, she's like, I know, do it after college. No, 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 it has nothing to do with college. My thing is, I don't want you to think that you grow up, you go to school, and then you start a family. Worry about a family after you do your self journey. So if you want to travel, go travel. If you want to go to college, go to college. Like if you want to start a business, um, what's the word I'm looking? A successful business, go do that. Go do whatever it is. Figure out what you want to do first. Figure out what you have a passion for, and go do those things first before worrying about a family. Like a family is great and it's amazing, but I don't want that to be the goal to the point that you you don't take care of yourself and you don't do the things that you want to do for yourself because you're so focused on this family. Like so many people had this they want to be married and have children and yada 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 by a certain age. And it's like I feel like when we do stuff like that, that's what makes us rush things because we're like it's like we're on a time limit and we're not. Like you know what I mean? So I think that's like I said, it's just important. Self journey is so important. I cannot stress that enough. And hold on, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Chemistry doesn't mean relationship. You can vibe with someone and just be cool with them. Exactly. And like I said, I think we a lot of times confuse chemistry with like, oh, we're meant to be. We just make it such a deeper thing. Like I don't know why, but I feel like a lot of people in the black community don't have the opposite sex as friends. You know what I mean? Because everybody we click with, we're trying to hump on them or we're trying to get in a relationship with them. So it's like stop doing that. Like you could just click with somebody and just be friends. And then it's a lot of time it's harder too when you are attractive. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like we need that. You know what I mean? We need to have like women need real guy friends who just look out for her. They just there to love her and protect her as just her friend. And men need the same thing from black women. You know what I mean? Where they just have women who love them and look out for them as just their friend. Like that's very important, I feel like. Emotions happen, but a lot of people can't control them. I definitely agree because, I'm working on it. You know what I mean? But I definitely agree with that. Grand Rising, no one can make you feel any sort of way without your consent. I definitely agree with that. I feel like women don't see that at all. I'm sorry, I have no clue what we're talking about at this point. It's you leading, but at the same time, it's teamwork. So the leading is teamwork, yes. So okay, the men, like I said, I feel like me at least. I don't know about, I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like a lot of women can relate where we pour into our men and we feed them certain ideas and things like that. And what they do with it, you know what I'm saying, is amazing. They take that and they run with it. So it's like even though it's me in his head and all that or whatever, it's what he's doing with it. So I'm leading him, he's leading the family. It's teamwork. So yes, leading is teamwork. Yes. My female barber said it's hard being really pretty, and I didn't get it till we got cool. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Like I can't stress that enough. Definitely, but yes, it is. Like especially with the younger guys, it's like I don't even gonna say younger guys. It's all guys, but yeah, it's just like you don't take our friendship seriously, and I feel like a lot of men are just kind of like playing the friend role until they can kind of get in where they see fit. And it's like I don't. It's not okay. I don't like it. If we don't pour into our men, they don't leave. I mean, yeah. Yeah and no, but, like, I feel like it's their upbringing as well, you know what I mean? Like, if their upbringing, if they're not being poured into and being taught to lead and things like that, then the woman can come in and help that, but it's gonna be so hard though. Like, have you ever met a man who's never been taught to lead or any of those things? Like, it's so hard. It's very frustrating. It's draining. That's the word. It's very draining. None of those guys are her real friend. They are just trying to smash, and after a while, who can she trust? Exactly. The man is the head, but the woman is the base. We're physically strong, but the woman is the. But yeah, so I just feel like we as individuals need to heal and get in tune with ourselves, and then we as a community we need to be healing each other, loving each other, learning each other as well. But yeah, that's another thing too. I feel like with relationships as well, like we get in relationships and in the beginning, you know, with in the cute stage, we're doing the whole what do you like, what's your favorite food, yada yada yada. But it's like that shit, it fades away, you know what I mean? So it's like we need to be learning. It's just like you're learning yourself every day, every week, every month, because we're changing. We're always changing and we're always growing. So relationships are the same exact way. They're always if you're in a relationship and today you're compatible and today you're the perfect match, you know, that doesn't mean in a couple of months even or years that you're going to still be compatible in the perfect match. So you should be always trying to learn each other and grow together. And I feel like if you do that, even if you get to a place where it's like, okay, we realize we've just grown apart, we're different now, we're no longer compatible. I feel like if you're continuously learning and growing together, I feel like you'll be able to go your separate ways without all the negativity and without all the drama because it's not that we're splitting because of something bad. We're just splitting because we realize, you know what I mean? Like we like different things. We're into different things. We're no longer compatible with each other, and that's okay. So if we're learning and growing with each other throughout the relationship, then it's like we can have healthy breakups, and then boom, now you have a genuine guy friend and things like that. And I know a lot of people hate that, but I mean, it works though. Like my guy best friend is I don't consider him an ex anymore because it's been so long, but he is technically my ex. My hubby is younger than me. We've been married now 18 years, but I had to guide him. He never grew up seeing men lead. He got it now, but if I did it, I'd be the lead. It took some time. Definitely. Definitely. Um, yeah, and it's just like, and a lot of women don't want to do that. And personally, I don't either. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I tried to do that. Like, I just spent my last relationship I was in for 5 years. I tried to, but it's just, I mean, and like I said, it takes time, and maybe I just don't have the time. I'm sorry, but and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's gonna be women out there who they're okay with that. You know what I mean? Like, they're okay with as long as he's a good man and he's trying and he's getting it. Cool, I'm with it. But it's like for me, it's just I'm exhausted now, and I personally just and and I've even maybe it's me, maybe it's just, and that's why I'm on the self journey now, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with Yes, my ex-husband is one of my best guy friends. See, it is exhausting. I saw his potential. Yeah, there, like I said, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong, and I think that's another problem too, especially in the Black community. Is all these, this is how it should be. This is how it's supposed to be, and if it's not like that, you have so many outsiders having something negative to say about it. At the end of the day, even with the whole the bills be it 50-50 or the man provides for all, whatever works for you, because some women it's like, no, I don't want to pay a bill, and some men are like, I don't want my woman to pay a bill. Boom, clearly it works for them. And then you have some women who's like, no, I prefer to be 50-50. And some men who's like, no, I prefer to be 50-50. And boom, that works for you. You know what I mean? So it's like for everything that you want and you like, there is somebody who feels the same exact way. So we need to just be understanding and meet people and say, okay, I see you have a different opinion than mine. That's cool. I respect that opinion. It doesn't have to be, well, that's not how it should be, or this person is less of a man because you let your woman lead, or she helped you, or whatever it is, or less of a woman because of this, that, and the third. Like, we have to stop being so quick to jump to why someone's not good enough, or why they're not where they're supposed to be, or bashing them and things like that. We have to stop doing that. And I say we because I still do it too. Um, but yeah, be honest with yourself first, definitely. But like I said, it starts with yourself. You have to love and take care of yourself before you can love and take care of anybody else. And that's just what it is. Yeah. I'm missing so many comments. I'm sorry. I can't really be friends with the girl unless it was my friend's girlfriend or wife. I mean, and that's fine. If that's, I get it, I guess. But, and that's, I mean, at least you can be honest about it. I'd rather somebody say that than play the role just for, yeah. You can evolve separately in a relationship. That doesn't mean you're growing apart. Definitely, I agree with that as well. But what I'm saying is, as far as what the heck just happened to my laptop? As far as so say for instance, we met and we agreed we wanted to build a family, yada yada yada. And let's say one person grows, and as they grow and as they get better, they realize I really don't want a family. I'd rather never have kids, and the other person still wants kids. And obviously, you know what I mean. That's what I mean. I'm just saying, as far as things as we were compatible at one point in time, we both wanted the same things when it comes to relationships and love and things like that. And then we could grow and realize, okay, now what we want is no longer the same thing, and it's not going to work for us. That's what I mean. The thing is, the man has to want to be the leader and the man. Let's be honest, some relationships were not meant to be, but you would force it anyways. I definitely can see that. But men do it too though. So I won't make it, and that's the thing. I don't want to make it a man versus women thing or nothing like that, because everyone does it. Like it's been men. Like I've said this 1,000 times to like my guy friends. I kid you not. When I come across men, and I don't want relationships, I don't want anything serious. I don't want that. And I don't know if it's an ego thing or with men or what it is, but it's like I feel because okay, like I could say, and of course men don't believe you because they, in their mind, all women once you're dealing with each other for so long, they're gonna want to be in a relationship. But then when they realize, okay, this woman really doesn't want to be in a relationship, I feel like it's their ego. Is like, wait a minute, I'm not used to this. So why don't you? And it's like now they're going into, I want to get this woman now. And now I want to be with her. And I don't, and I'm not saying it is or it isn't genuine, but I feel like it has a lot to do with the fact that I don't want that. You know what I mean? So, because not every woman wants, there's a lot of women who don't want relationships or don't want anything serious right now. And I feel like a lot of men also try to trap them and force themselves on them as well. So women do it and men do it, but for different reasons. I feel like, but yeah, I mean, I feel like both men and women do it. But like I said, I think it goes back to, once again, you don't have self love, because if I have self love, there's no way in hell I'm going to try to force a relationship from someone who clearly doesn't want to be with me. That doesn't make sense. Love is hard in this generation. It definitely is. I don't even know what generation even in, but I know it is. In every generation, though. That's what I fear growing apart. I fear commitment because I fear abandonment. But that's the thing though. Like, so why, if you grow apart, why can't you guys be friends? You know what I mean? Like, why, if it doesn't work out as far as a relationship goes, why can't it be the best friendship you've ever had? That's my thing. Grand Rising. Men do the trapping, making babies and leaving. You would be surprised because women do too, though. And that's what I mean by, I don't want to say men do this and women do this, because at the end of the day, we both do the same thing. It's just a lot, it's more of a stereotype, you know what I mean? So it's men are stereotyped that they create these babies and then take off, but women do the same exact thing. So a lot of women think, if I have a baby with this man, like, and especially if it's a good man, you know he's going to be a good father or whatever, or sometimes you think he's going to be a good father, and you get pregnant by him on purpose, not even because you think he's going to be with you now. You just want this man to always be in your life no matter what. Like, even you could be way over there, but at the end of the day, you still have a string attached to me, sir. And a lot of women want that. A lot of women are okay with that. So it's not even just men who is trapping women. So I can't say that. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Thank you so much. I'm very close to my child's mother and an ex. It took time, though the time was harsh for me. I definitely, I can see it. I believe that. But yeah, something I feel like our best relationships, like, okay, we had this great relationship, we thought it was going to be forever, whatever, if whatever reason it ended, sometimes I feel like those end up being the best freaking friendships. I really do. I'm only going to read this comment out loud. I've just been skipping over other comments, but I like this one. Yo, did it hurt when you fell from the vending machine? I'm assuming that's your way of calling me a snack. um But yeah, so women don't have to be open to polygamy. It's a choice. Dudes use that shit as manipulation. Okay, I see that. Another fatherless child. Okay, first of all, I had a great goddamn daddy until he passed away. So try again. Oh, and if you weren't talking about me, I'm so sorry. But yeah, anyways, men have a choice as well. Why do I hear a dog toy? I have two Great Danes downstairs. I don't know why my comments are moving, but this is blowing me. Oh, thank you. Grand Rising. I appreciate that. Don't you know white guys eat the best? I wouldn't know. I probably would never know. I know. I will never know. But yeah, so I just wanted to come on here and just get that off of my chest. I guess you sound like you can sing. I definitely cannot. At 30, you have a well-rounded perception of relationships and life. You're an old soul. Love it. Why, thank you. I mean, I do believe in reincarnation. So I don't believe we like die and become a freaking frog, but I believe that our souls relive over and over, not necessarily in this realm or this universe, but I do believe that. And I feel like more that you meditate, you get in tune with yourself, I feel like you'll be able to kind of you'll be in tune with your other selves. You know what I mean? Your other lives or whatever you want to call it. So but yeah, so yeah, that was that. I just wanted to come on here and promote my podcast, 30 Shades of Shy. It's on Anchor. I also wanted to promote my YouTube channel, 30 Shades of Shy. Um, and I also wanted to let my, because I have two YouTube channels, so I also wanted to let my Designs by Shy family know kind of where I've been and what's going on with me. So I haven't been really doing too many crafts lately, except for like orders and things like that. But I've been just on my self journey. I've just been trying to get in tune with myself and heal myself and grow as a person and things like that. And then I could focus on business because 30 years old, 4 kids, 2 dogs, a business that's already going, and another business I'm trying to get off the ground. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So my self journey is my priority. Some days I'm feeling good and I can get on Facebook and I can post in my crafting group and I can do orders and I can do things or whatever it is. And then most days it's just I don't want to do that right now. I just want to focus on myself and get myself together. Working out, yoga, reading, journaling, things like that. So it's a lot going on over here. But yeah, so I figured I make a podcast. I figured I make another YouTube channel and use that for the my whole journey. Maybe it could help somebody else. Maybe other people want to join the journey with me. It's amazing though. It really is. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of journaling, and I do self therapy sessions where I therapy myself because I think I'm a therapist some days. But yeah, and I do video journaling and things like that. So I will be posting a lot of stuff on 30 Shades of Shy on YouTube. I will be taking little like minute clips and posting it on TikTok. Um, but yeah, so I'm just hoping that it can help somebody out there, things like that. What's one advice you give your younger self? One advice I would give my younger self would have to be, whew, as cliche as it sounds, as corny as it sounds, everything is going according to plan. Like the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm talking the hideous. Um, and the most beautiful moments. They're all literally needed, like all of it. So just take a breather, relax, and dance your way through the storm when the storm comes. But that's definitely, yeah, that's definitely what I would give myself. And the advice I'm assuming that I'm gonna listen to as my younger self. That's what I would tell myself. What sneakers do you use? I don't know what that means. I wear a lot of different sneakers, but yeah. Somebody show the squeaky toy, I would not. Um, but yeah, so if I am loud, the microphone is right here, and I'm recording on another device as well. Definitely not singing, but yeah. So yeah, I don't really have too much to say. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to come on here and promote my podcast and my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel on TikTok is linked in the bio, so you can check that out. I don't know how to link my podcast yet, but if I find out, then I'm going to link it and it'll be on there here shortly. But if not, it is on Anchor. It is called 30 Shades of Shy. Will you be doing interviews on your podcast? I will be doing interviews on my podcast, actually. Like I said, I just started the podcast today, and I've been getting told for like ever now to start this podcast. So I am hoping that it goes well. I believe that it will go well. I mean, I know it's going to take some time to get there, but I do believe it's going to do really good. And I want to do different interviews and talk about different things. If you had all the money in the world, where would you go? Like to visit? Mm. If I had all the money in the world and I could go anywhere, I think I would go to the moon. Like seriously though, I really do. I think I would go if I could like buy a spaceship and all that. I could go anywhere in the world. I would go to the moon. Yes, but yeah, that's that. Show your favorite shoe. I'm not going downstairs, but I actually want to show my favorite shoe just because they're fakes. Like my favorite shoe is actually the only pair of shoes that I have that are actually fake shoes. but they are the coldest shoes that I have, and I'm not really a sneakerhead, but I'm definitely a sneakerhead. So hold on. Okay, so these are my favorite sneakers, and these are also my cheapest sneakers. $50 on AliExpress. I seen a post of somebody talking about shoes on AliExpress, and I got on there and I bought it just to see, and love them, love them. But anyways, yeah, that was so off topic, but I'm so tired. I just wanted to show them because they're so cute. What kind of topics do you cover? So I'm going to be talking about self healing, self love. Talk about self therapy sessions. I record my self therapy sessions and I record my journaling. I do video journaling as well as regular journaling, but I record them. So I will be posting things like that just so my self therapy sessions I feel like can help other people as far as learning how to unpack certain emotions and unpack certain feelings and things like that and kind of get to the root of everything so we can heal. So that relationships, advice in general, um talk about I'm gonna talk my shit of course because if you know me in real life, you know I'm a big shit talker. I like debating. But yeah, it's just gonna be that's why it's called 30 Shades of Shy because it's just gonna be like so many things going on, so many things. We're going to be doing, I do a lot of reading, so I'll be talking about books and discussing things and books that I'm reading. And so it's just going to be a lot. Really, it's just going to be whatever. But yeah. Do you work out and eat healthy? I do not eat healthy at all whatsoever. Um, I do work out. Well, I did work out and then I got surgery July 1st and I'm trying to get back in the groove, getting back into the gym, but I have no motivation lately. Like, I don't know if like me healing from surgery and really having to just like sit around and do nothing for 4 weeks. I just knew like as soon as I got released back to the gym, I was gonna be like there. Like I was gonna be so thirsty to go, but it did not go that way. So I'm slowly getting back though. I'm slowly getting back, but I'm not there yet though. What is your skincare routine? I don't know. It's horrible. It's what it is. I actually have acne. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I mean it's not horrible. I guess It used to be really horrible. But I actually have this soap. I don't even know what it's called honestly. But yeah, I just wash my face with that now. But what is this setup? Earbuds and a mic plugged into what? Okay, so because I'm still learning all this stuff, so so I have two phones. I have my phone there and I have the AirPod for my phone, and then bling those sneakers up? Don't do that. No, I will not. That would be dope though. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, but I have the my phone there. I'm recording on YouTube, and I have my AirPod for that, and then I have my other phone here, and I'm recording that for TikTok, and I have this mic for that. So that is the setup. So that's actually how I'm going to do it for my podcast as well. When I have my two phones, I'll have this plugged in for the podcast. They finna start doing stuff, but I have this plugged in for my podcast, and then I will have another mic, not my AirPods, for my YouTube, so that I can record the same exact episode for my Anchor podcast, and then also for the visual podcast. But yeah, so that's the setup. But I need to get off here because this dog is barking and that means she needs to go outside. But yeah, so I'm going to try to go live on TikTok more often, and I'm going to try to go live on YouTube more often, but it won't be on this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is for crafting, as you know, so I don't want to fill it up with all my self stuff. So if you can go subscribe to my other YouTube channel, it's called 30 Shades of Shy. I will put that in the comment of this video once it uploads. 30 Shades of Shy on YouTube is actually in my bio on TikTok, so you can go and subscribe to that. But I will be trying to go live more often on TikTok. But I get up so early. I get up 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Central Standard Time. So if I do, and I have 3 hours in the morning for myself before I have to wake the house up. So if I do get up, if I do go live, it's going to be very early. So I don't know how well that will go, but we'll see. Or I may do it every night. I haven't decided yet. But anyways, I am really enjoyed this. I always enjoy getting on my YouTube. I love my YouTube family. Um, but yeah, so until next time, I guess. I'm sad now. Okay, but I have to go take the dogs out. Okay, so thank you for joining 30 Shades of Shy, TikTok, YouTube, and podcast on Anchor. Go subscribe, go like some shit, leave some comments, give me some more ideas on videos, things like that. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, Grand Rising. You guys have a great day. Today is a great day to have a great day. Remember, all your feelings are your feelings. They are only in control. Only somebody else is only in control of it when you give them the access to it. Okay, that is it. Goodbye. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. I don't know how to turn TikTok off. All right.